All right. So, folks, we're going to be programming in this environment. It's called REPL, R-E-P-L, Replit, REPLIT.com. I'll help you get there in a minute. And what happens is we're going to have our program over here on the left, and then the output of the program is over here on the right. So, for example, there's a command called print, and whatever you want to print, you have to put in quotes if it's like text. I'm going to say hello. In fact, the classic first program in any language is the hello world program. So notice that was pretty quick. Here's this little program. It says hello world. It prints hello world over here. Not very exciting, but you got to start somewhere. This line up here is called a comment. It has this little hashtag symbol that tells Python, ignore what's on this line. It doesn't mean anything. And that's where you can like put your name and the date and stuff like that. You can write anything there. It's not, you don't have to write. Otherwise, on other lines, you have to write specific things, right? If I wrote Mr. Hayes here and then tried to run it, it's going to say Mr. is not defined. It doesn't know what Mr. means. But when I have it up inside of this comment, it doesn't matter. So anyway, you don't have to do a comment today, but I'm just giving you this print line, hello world. And I wanted to show you, you can take we have things called variables in programming, and a variable is like a little container. It's a little bit like math class, where you say x equals 5. Well, here we could say x equals 5, and you can put spaces between them or not. It doesn't matter. Now I run this program. It doesn't do anything with x, but look over here. I could print x now. I could put an x there, and notice I don't put quotes around the x. That's saying, hey, print that variable x. So it prints a 5. If I printed x inside quotes, we'd have an x. So see, those are different things. So if you're printing a piece of text, you put it in quotes. If you're printing a variable that you've created, you could just print the variable. Here's another thing. We'll learn more about this next week, but you can print two things in a print call. I'm printing the 5, and then I'm going to print an x. You can print more than one thing in one line. But let's get back to this. I'm going to make another variable, y, and they don't have to be x and y. A variable can be anything as long as it has to be letters and numbers, but it can't start with a number. So a variable could be my age, and it could be even a word like that. No spaces, and it can't start with a number. But let's do this. We're going to print. I'm going to show you another trick. X times y. Times is the star, shift 8. So we're going to get 100. I'm going to get rid of the my age. That was just showing you a more complicated variable. So I made a variable x, I made a variable y, and I said print x times y. So it does that. And then, so that's a little math. You could also do plus. So we'll get 25, right? Or minus. 5 minus 20 is negative 15. So you can do basic math. Python's really fast at math. I'm going to show you one more new thing. I mean, this is all new, I know. I'm going to make a variable c, and I'm going to make it equal to 1. And then I'm going to give you a new command here. It's while c is less than 10. So this is a while is a loop. So when I click on the end of this line, we have to have that little colon there. When I click there, notice I'm indented underneath the while. Python keeps track of whether you're in a loop or not by whether you're indented or not. So what I'm going to do in here is print C. And watch this program. It just prints a lot of ones. It's still running. This is an infinite loop. We print hello. We got our x and y. We print that, and then we set c equal to 1. And then we're saying, hey, as long as c is less than 10, just print c. So this is kind of funny. It's just doing nothing. And I'm going to stop it. You don't usually want a program that's going to run forever. So I'm going to show you how we're going to make this end. I'm going to say c equals c plus 1. So I know that mathematically that seems like a bad program. Like you can't have an equation that looks like that. Um, but in programming, you can. And what this line says is it says take whatever was in C, add 1 to it, and make that C. So now watch our program. It's going to print the numbers 1 through 9 after that, the minus 15. So right here, C is equal to 1. We come into this loop, and it says, hey, we're going to loop as long as C is less than 10. First, print it, which is 1. Then add 1 to it, and then we're back in the loop. Oh, we're still less than 10, so we're going to print the 2. We're going to print the 3. We're going to print the 4, all the way up to 9. And then at some point, C is 10, and then the loop ends, and our program ends. So these are the simple Python commands we're going to do today. We're going to print something. We're going to make a couple variables. And in the program, I'm asking you to multiply them together like I did originally. And then we're going to make a little loop. I think I asked you to make the loop print. Well, we'll see. I think I asked you to make it actually repeat 10 times. Whatever. You can do what I asked you to do, and it'll be fine. So you're going to have a short program with, 10 or 12 lines. So you can add other things if you want. We have just almost 20 minutes to get this done. Those of you who can't get into the Google Classroom, I'll help you. There's a way to do it on the computer without the internet. So what I got to do is post the assignment. I think I'll stop the recording.